Well, well, well. Hello, my classy people. Hey, happy Whitney Grade 1 Stakes Day to everybody up there in beautiful Saratoga. My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm the Speed King, of course. Right, having a bunch of fun as always. We're here to take a look, to preview and give you our picks for the Grade 1 Whitney. Win and you're in. Breeders' Cup November out there at Del Mar, the first weekend of November. And yeah, pretty decent field. But, I mean, will anybody be shocked if Fierceness wins the race? Would anybody be shocked if Sierra Leone wins the race? No. So, whatever. I'm going to fade both of them. No, he didn't. I am. Why? You don't need me to give you those two horses, obviously, right? I mean, if you're a fan, and I get it, that's fine, okay? They're both going to the Breeders' Cup Classic if they win or not. Now, they make it a lot easier if they win because all the money is taken care of transportation. But that being said, Speed King, just let's dive into the race right away. Well, it's race number 11 on the card. I'm certain of that. Let me just double check here, right? Being unprepared that I am. Yes, the 11th race, the Whitney Grade 1, a mile and an eighth, and it's for 1 million shekels. A lot of money, boy. And we got a full field of 10 in here for sure. And you know some of the players, you know, from Fierceness to Sierra Leone, that Sierra Leone that they kicked my boy Smooth Tyler Gaffleone off. That was an injustice. But anyway, and you know, the old white Abarrio, and how can you ever forget the Skippy Longstocking? So you know some of the players, and even some of the minor players in here like Disarm. So it's shaping up good, you know, for sure. Now, I'm not gonna, obviously, Fierceness is the favorite at 9-5. You know, Pletcher and this 4-year-old's nice. Johnny V, the Hall of Famer, is in the race, and no one loved Fierceness over the years more than me. Actually, he was my top pick in the Derby back there in 2024 for sure, and he finished 15th. No harm. He came back and he handled his business for sure, and so he, you know, obviously maybe deserved to be the favorite in here. Don't know, but he won't be my top pick. I hate horses going 2 turns outside of the 6 post because I believe the enemy to horse racing is ground loss. I know horses get in trouble, they miss the break and those type of things, but the one thing, and the surface obviously, boy, ground loss costs more horses wins than anything that I've ever seen. So Fierceness obviously is fast enough to get out, but he's just fast enough to hurt himself in this own race where he could be 3, maybe even 4 wide, and you can't give up a length to top tier horses that are in this race. So hey, obviously he can win the race. Should he be favorite? I guess you could say potato or potato between him and the number 5 Sierra Leone, who needs no introduction. So again, I'm going to fade Fierceness, right, to 4. No, he did. I just said it. I don't want 9-5. And plus, I hate the post. So Fierceness, I'm putting in the 4th spot in our top 4 picks. And we're going to talk a little bit about the co-favorite, right, equally Sierra Leone. We tip our hat. Once again, Chad Brown doing an awesome job with this here 4-year-old colt by Gunrunner, and on the back end by Malibu Moon, a deep closer, as everyone knows. So the faster the pace up front and the longer the distance, in his case, looking like Zandon, if you ask me, you know, Sierra Leone is 2-1. So both the favorites are obviously very viable, and they're both going to be pointing to what's going to look like is shaping up to be a nice Breeder Cup Classic with horses like this, Fierceness and Sierra Leone, the Reporter horse, Sovereignty, and many others that's going to show up that day for the 5 million. But Sierra Leone, obviously 4 wins, 4 seconds, 3/3, has always hit the board, won the Breeders' Cup Classic last year. So there's, I mean, again, You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that, you know, he can win the race. Now, one of the things that disturbed me about Sierra Leone, after the Breeders' Cup Classic in November of last year at Del Mar, which is where it's taking place this year, they gave him about 4 months off, approximately 140 days, and returned at Fairgrounds on March 22nd in New Orleans, and he ran third to touch upon the star in Hall of Fame, right? So he probably needed that race, but he should have beat those horses being the Breeders' Cup Classic. Then they gave him another break of 98 days and returned into Stephen Foster on the 28th. So his first 2 races as a 4-year-old, you know, there's a lot of time in between it. He lost to Mindframe, who's entered in this race, the number 1 horse, but I believe Mindframe will be scratched. So again, you know, his 4-year-old return isn't horrible, but I would expect him to win one of those 2 races, mostly the one on March 22nd over there at Fairgrounds, right, where he ran third. And surely, I mean, he got beat by a nice horse in Mindframe, the Todd Pletcher runner, I believe, right? And but Mindframe, that was his first time on the scene in terms of big races. Of course, he ran second in the Haskell behind Door Knock, and in the Belmont behind Door Knock. So, you know, things was on the horizon for him for sure. So I think they're going to scratch Mindframe. But Sierra Leone, we're going to have to see a win first to take such a short price. And he needs not blistering, but he needs a nice clip up front so he can get something to run into, right? And of course, I'm still not happy the mere fact that they blamed that Kentucky Derby on Telegraph Leone and they took him off thereafter. So, but I'm a big Telegraph Leone fan, so obviously Sierra Leone can win this race, and I'm going to fade him to third as well. So the 2 big favorites, obviously, you will see them in the Breeders' Cup Classic this year if they win or not, okay? I don't like the post on the number 9 horse. Can he win and work it out? Pretty sure he can, but at 8-5, he's not going to do it with my money. And I'm a big Fierceness fan. And Sierra Leone just got to come too far back, okay? And I don't like the 2, not that I don't like the 2 return races, it's just that, man, why didn't you win the New Orleans Stakes? What are you going to say? It's 140 days off, and then they give him another 98-day break, and he didn't win the Stephen Foster, get beat by the new shooter, the Pletcher horse, you know, for sure. So, you know, Mindframe's a very nice horse, and I believe one of the best 2 horses in the country outside of Nisos and, of course, you know, Sovereignty and a Reporter horse. But a Mindframe should be scratched here because I don't think Pletcher want to run both Fierceness and Mindframe, you know, on the same ticket. So that being said, I'm going to fade Fierceness to 4th. I'm going to fade Sierra Leone to 3rd, right? And with the understanding, obviously, they're going to be 8-5 and 7-5 and can win the race. So who's my top pick? Well, I'm going to go right inside to the number 3 horse. There he goes with this Highland Falls horse. Of course, it's a Godolphin horse, right? I'm shocked that you're shocked. Hey, I'm going to stay and go with the girl that I came with. I'll dance with her. How about that? Hey, listen. Highland Falls, right? Hey, number 3 horse. I love the even pace numbers on this one. 8-1. You can't hurt the value there. Obviously, Brad Cox makes him a merry horse. And we got my boy Louis Saez up, right? And again, 6 wins from 11 starts, 2 seconds and 1/3 for a cool 1.3 million. This one is by Curlin. Only 11 starts, and you know these horses by Curlin get better with time. And of course, on the back end by Awesome again. Now, has he gotten smacked around by both of the favorites in here in the Breeders' Cup Classic last year? He sure did. Sierra Leone winning it and Fierceness running second. And of course, you know, he finished 9th that day in a field of 14. But this is a new day and a new time, right? So they had laid him off for 237 days, made his 5-year-old debut June 27th, some 36 days ago in an allowance race across Belmont at Aqueduct, and got a race into him with Flavian Pratt up. Obviously, Pratt is on Sierra Leone, and we're back with Louis Saez as it should be. So again, obviously, I like Godolphin, and everybody knows that. And he's 8-1. Now, the probability is lower for him to win, But I overcome that with the 8-1, 10-1 odds, which means, you know, again, I have to bet less to make a profit on this. And if they don't win, I don't get hurt. Okay, I have to cash less tickets like that, and it helps that it's my team. I love Godolphin, obviously, and their breeding and everything. And this one is by Curlin on the back end by Awesome Again, and Awesome Again is desired to go Zappa. So again, I mean, it's a value thing, right? Okay, I mean, yeah, I could take Sierra, I'll hook them up in exactas and tries. Yeah, I could take Fierceness, right? So again, I'm going to always look for value, and it doesn't hurt when I get my home team, right? When the home team comes along. So my top pick and value play here is the number 3 horse, Highland Falls. I think he needed the last race. I think he's matured from a 4-year-old, and I love the even pace numbers on him here for sure. Okay, I wouldn't be shocked. At 8-1, I'll stay with the girl, or I'll dance with the girl that I came with. I'm shocked that you're shocked. Number 3, my top pick, value play in this year's Whitney. Our second pick here, I think number 7 horse, White Abarrio, is sitting on go-go, y'all. Right, hey, Saffie Joseph, right? Been very quiet this year in terms of publicity, but he's clicking at about 22%, and no one needs to introduce White Abarrio to anyone around here for sure. Obviously, he won the Breeders' Cup Classic last year under Richard Dutrow, and the Ghost Zapper this year, as well as the World Pegasus, right? And Irad Ortiz is in the arms, and has always been in the arm the last 5, 6, 7 times. Coming in from the Metropolitan in June 7th, 50 days ago, some 56 days ago, having been beaten by Fierceness and Rage and Tyrant, who went gate to wire that day. But I think it was a sloppy track, so he's coming in on an off race, and I really think this horse is going to run really, really big. So I really do like, and he's 4-1, the number 7 White Abarrio. So my top 2 picks, I'm really, you know, looking for an upset in this race, right? The number 7 horse to me is a big win contender in here, and 4-1 is not hard to take for sure, with the hot Irad, and of course your leading rider and Mr. Saffie Joseph, right? So my top 2 picks is the number 3 Highland Falls, Godolphin, my folks, right? At 8-1, I love that value. And our second pick, who we love equally here, White Abarrio. I'll be just using the 3 and 7, 7 and 3, and all my pick 3s and pick 4s in here. The pick 5 starts in race 7. The pick 4 starts in race 8. And I'm just going to use the 3 and 7, 7 and 3, trying to catch a little lightning in the bottle with a great odds on both of them. So there it is in the Whitney. I'm going to fade the 2 favorites. They absolutely have an opportunity to win the race, but I don't want them on my ticket at 8-5 and 7-5 in my horizontal bets, right? So my top pick, Godolphin and Godolphin. That's right. Shout out to my boys. 3, that's right, Highland Falls. 7, like that horse a lot, White Abarrio. 3, 7, 5, 9, just like that. Somehow Fierceness will want to get caught wide into that first turn. He's got enough speed to get out there, and yeah, that's how it works. There it is, y'all. There's my explanation. Hey, remember to have some fun. Always bet your opinion. That's the most important opinion around. And if somebody else has an opinion like me, mix mine with yours and like that. But yours, always back your opinion. I know I do. I like the 3 and the 7, the 7 and 3 in this year Whitney. Only 2 I'm using in my pick 4s and pick 5s. Why? Well, they're good running horses, and they offer a lot of value. My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm the Speed King, of course. Shout out to my boy out there, Maurice Howard. Hey, how about Jason? How about Joe Tyson? That's my boy as well, right? James Braxton. Thanks, brothers, for what you've done for me, right? You know what I'm talking about. My name is Wayne Bolden. He's on top of the Whitney. He's backing the Dolphin. There it goes with the silky blue. There it is. Whoop, whoop. Don't ever say that again, SpeedKing. Having a bunch of fun. Remember, that's what racing's all about. Entertainment. Have some fun. I'm down with the 3 and 7, 7 and 3 in this year's Whitney. Go back and watch the 2001 Breeders' Cup in New York. That was the year of 9/11, and I tell you what, when you went up there, you seen the military with them M16 sitting there. But a great Breeders' Cup. That's where I met Mr. Ben Shahid out there for Godolphin, and they promised me a vest, and they sent it to me. Oh, I got it out there in my closet. What a great outfit, and I've been a fan ever since. It's been about 25 years. And by the way, Tiz Now won his second Breeders' Cup Classic that year. Just beat the Godolphin Shaki by a nose. Okay? And I love Albert the Great in that race. You know, the Tracy Farmer runner who was 13-1 with George Chavez up. Ran third. We cashed a trifecta a few times. Tiz Now, Shaki, Godolphin. That's when I fell in love with Godolphin, 2001. Right back to my boy, Albert the Great, Tracy Farmer. She knows what she's doing with that breed. My name is Wayne Bolden. I am your Speed King. Go watch that Breeders' Cup Classic 2001. That's the year of 9/11. We're never going to forget. No, we remember.